Hey there guys, I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about a Minecraft movie. Now, when it comes to video game adaptations, I feel like the movies are mostly designed for a certain niche, like really certain audiences. Now, for me, I think the audience for video game adaptations are for mostly people who are really a fan of the video games and seeing how these movies are truly faithful to the video games. And I really think that's really who the audience is. Now, typically with these sort of films, I don't really expect to see a big, massive narrative or story to try and be developed, or really trying to make an in-depth, meaningful story out of something, or a plot, for example. I really feel like most of these movies are just meant to be fun. Most of the times, like certainly a Minecraft movie, it is more or less a movie targeted for children. But obviously, like a movie targeted for children, it also has to appeal to adult audiences, because sometimes, with these video game adaptations, they're also a lot of people from their childhood will grow into adults as well, so they would also be going forward to actually seeing this movie as well. So I feel like when it comes to the video game adaptations right now, I do feel like they are going to become the new meta for Hollywood. Like, obviously there's been lots of push for video game adaptations that are being brought into film media, like the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, the Super Mario Brothers movie, Five Nights at Freddy's, even the Borderlands movie, which was terrible, don't recommend it. And also you have an amazing series, which is probably my favorite video game adaptation, which is The Last of Us. So a lot of this is being brought into media, and now we have a Minecraft movie. And I would say, for my reaction after watching the movie, I would say it's pretty decent. It's not amazing or anything. It's not gonna like win awards for anything as a movie, but I feel like this movie really does achieve like the things that I would have expected a video game adaptation would, which is essentially just tying everything together closely to the video games. And I think this movie does that very well. However, I really would have wanted at least something from a more of a perspective of a story or a narrative being developed around it. But yeah, my feelings when it comes to this movie after watching it is a very mixed bag. So I definitely think there are very good things that this movie does as a video game adaptation, but also there's also some things that I felt were disappointing that I wished could have been better. So I'm going to really kind of get the good things first. So the good things about this movie, I really do think the movie resembles so much of the charm of the video games and is very much present in this movie. So pretty much like a lot of this movie, pretty much the whole Minecraft world and the land called the Overworld is very present in this film. And a lot of the design and the visuals and the CGI look good, although probably the movie is heavily reliant on it, which wouldn't surprise me because they're trying to create a Minecraft landscape, which I don't think you could create anywhere else in the real world. But point is, I think they really do make the aesthetic of the movie look really good. And it shows a lot of the characters, mining blocks, whether it's cutting trees to mining down the underground. Also, showing the villagers as well, which I think were the most present thing of this movie. I think they brought a lot of charm to it, and they really added something to it. Effectively, a lot of the design of this movie is very present, and it really kind of has that effect of resembling everything back that you used to play from the video game. So I really think that's a big compliment I have for this movie. I also do really like the acting performances. Now, I'm going to kind of talk about the writing a little bit separately, but I really do think a lot of the actors do try really hard with their acting performances to bring the charisma up. And I think it kind of shows in this movie, especially from Jack Black. I think Jack Black really did a great job with this movie. And he kind of feels like he suits, as an actor, he suits playing video game characters. Obviously, he played Claptrap in Borderlands. Sadly, that was a movie that was not good. It was pretty horrible. But then also, he did really, really well playing Bowser in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Now, I think his character in the Super Mario Brothers movie as Bowser was probably better than him playing as Steve in the Minecraft movie, but he really does bring so much of that enthusiasm and that sort of him being very self-aware as his character Steve for this film, and also him being Jack Black. He also brings his acting style to it, and I think it worked for this movie pretty well. I also really do like the on-screen chemistry that he had with Jason Momoa's character. So he played as Garrett Garrison, I think his name is, but they also nickname him the Garbage Man, and effectively he's like a someone who's like a rock star, someone who likes rock and metal music, and he runs his pawn shop, which sells like retro games, etc. And he gets like some friends of his, and they all get, they have this orb which basically takes them into the overworld. And I think his character, especially his back and forth with Jack Black's character Steve, I think was very good. And it really did bring some charm to the movie. Like, usually Jason Momoa has always been an actor that I've always had very mixed views of, especially after when he did Aquaman of the Lost Kingdom. But certainly in the Minecraft movie, he did well. I would say throughout the whole acting performances aside, I think they all did well for this film. Now, I want to get onto the disappointing things about the film. The first one I will say is that the movie really lacks a story or any sort of character building story completely. Like, it's all very lacking in this film. Like, obviously you have Steve, the character, like he stumbles across a tunnel or a mining tunnel, and as a kid he couldn't use the mining tunnel, but then when he gets older he basically runs his way into the mining tunnel and grabs he mines and grabs the orb. And this orb is used could be used to teleport them into the overworld. So when he gets to the overworld, he starts building his creativity and his own paradise. And then when he steps into the Nether, he comes across comes across mobs. And one of those mobs, the leader of these piglins, or the ruler, is called Malgosha, who effectively doesn't like Steve for his creativity and what he does in the overworld. And basically, Malgosha has a little hunch against Steve for his creativity because Malgosha was bullied as well in the Nether. So there isn't really much of a story to build from for this film. So that's really what I would say the movie does lack in certain aspects. And even like the four other characters as well, they don't really have much of their own story to build from, apart from the fact that they all kind of come together, and then they also find the orb as well, because the orb was found after Steve's dog Dennis came out of the Nether into the overworld, and then also got into Earth and tried to hid the orb away, so no one else would able to see it anywhere. And effectively what's happened since then, like, their friends stumble across the orb because it was found in one of Garrett's pawn shop, and then all of a sudden it all stumbles across them getting into this sort of this world, and things happen there. Like, I understand that maybe for some people, if they took it too literally from a story perspective, they would have views to criticize it. It's not a very in-depth story. There's no real story building or bridges between characters at all. It's effectively things happen for the sake of it. Better way to call it. But I think to kind of like to try and find something to progress the film, it did work in some ways, but obviously I would have wished that they actually could have made effort for a story or actually some meaning behind it. Also, some of the writing, I would also say there was some like questionable writing. Like, there were like some jokes that landed, but most of the time they were lackluster. And I would have wished they would have put more effort into the writing for like any sort of meaningful impact for any characters, because it was like no stakes were really at stake for anyone. So It just seemed like it was just a movie that just had a bunch of characters, they got into a situation, that was it, and then it was just like the end scenario. But that's really everything you get from it. But overall, I think a Minecraft movie is a decent film. Again, like I said, I think this is a very niche film. I think these are really movies that are designed to be targeted for kids or people who appreciate the video games, that like to see the movie remain to be faithful to it. So I think, like, certainly if you have kids that want to watch a movie, I would say this is a good movie to watch. And I think if you are a fan of Minecraft as a video game, I think you would appreciate the whole design and everything that this movie represents. But like I said, if you're really like a moviegoer and you really go for the movie for like some impact, like meaning and story to build, I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest with you. So yeah, very mixed bag for me personally when it comes to this movie. I would say like majority of it, I would say I appreciated and did like most of the movie. But like I said, I wish there was more story to be built from it. A lot of video game adaptations, I think, are kind of like that. The only real one that I really think that really had a real story behind it is obviously The Last of Us, and I think that's my favorite. And at least Sonic the Hedgehog 3, they did actually made a story, you know, present in that movie, especially like having Shadow's character. But this movie, it's a very safe movie, I would say. And I think it will do well based on that. I think a lot of people are going forward to see this film. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. And also, kind of hinting a spoiler, the post-credit scenes did reveal that potentially there might be another movie coming out. So who knows what a Minecraft movie will come up in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think of a Minecraft movie. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you want to dislike. Thank you for watching. And yeah, that's about it. See you later.